We have a timer now. We're fancy.
Yeah, we are.
Let's see if it works. It works!
So now when we...
Look at that.
Now we'll know we're over. But we'll just keep going anyway.
Now we'll just know that the...
Need a refill before we start?
Thanks.
Absolutely.
It's Friday afternoon. We're drinking wine.
Exactly.
Why not? It's been a week.
It has been a long week.
I didn't even look at the weather forecast this morning because I just figured every single day here on in was going to be 65 degrees.
Right.
So I got my pasty white legs out.
I noticed
So
that.
David, it's my son's favorite thing in the morning to turn on the news and watch the weather.
Really?
Like, he knows that's our favorite thing to do in the morning. So when I was at the winery 3 or 4 years ago, Jim Teskey walks in. You know, he's a meteorologist in the morning. A super pleasant guy. I mean, could not be any nicer. So I'm checking him out, and I don't like to draw attention to local celebrities. They're doing their thing. He's with his wife, drinking wine on a Saturday and buying a couple bottles. And I said, just so you know, Mr. Teskey, you're always on our TV in the morning, and we just think you're the best. My son included. He goes, "Oh, that's very nice. Thank you very much." So, anyway, that's kind of my point by saying that is that's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
On the morning at 6:05 in the morning, Jim Teskey is watching us.
That's funny.
But yeah, I didn't watch it this morning, so hence I just threw on the shorts and.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, it's not that warm out. But yeah, that's what Olivia, my daughter, this morning, she didn't bring her coat with her.
Yeah.
So she has a t-shirt on. I'm like, I don't think it's that warm out today.
No.
So I ended up dropped her off at school. Then I had to go back and get the coat and bring it
Did
back.
you?
Yep.
I would have said freeze.
I'm a nice guy.
We got a note home from Mrs. Franco in 4th grade because Taven refuses to wear pants.
Really?
Like, there's this whole, like
he walks around in his underwear?
shorts.
Okay.
Like, all the time. And
all the boys.
Is that what it is?
All the boys. Whenever I drop Olivia off, pick her up, if I'm going to the school for whatever, 90% of all the boys that I see, they're always wearing shorts.
So 7th grade, 5th, 6th, 7th?
6th, 7th, yeah, that's what they do. Like, and it'll be like, we didn't have much of a winter this year, but,
right.
You know, foot of snow on the ground, 0 degrees. They're all wearing shorts and like a zippy, you know, no winter coat, no hat, no gloves.
They're all wearing the hoodie, man.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, it's... I learned, I don't remember when I realized this. Probably college.
Yeah.
Probably in high school I was too dorky and nerdy. But in college I'm like, you know what? I don't care if I look cool. I'm going to be warm. Hat, gloves, scarf, you know.
And they all think the other way now.
Right.
So we got a note home from Mrs. Franco. This was probably around Christmas. I mean, it didn't even get real cold till around Christmas. It didn't even get cold, but she sends it. He gets out the bus and he goes, "Dad, I have a note from Mrs. Franco." I go, "Okay, what does it say?" "Is it okay if I wear shorts every day?" And I go, "I don't care. Like, if you're gonna freeze, you're gonna freeze. Like, if you get cold, you'll put pants on." So I had to write a note to Mrs. Franco at Burton Street.
Say it's okay.
It says it's okay if my son freezes. So there you go.
Nice.
There you have it. So tell me about this movie thing. So I haven't heard much about it because we talk to other guests all the time.
Right.
So we don't get a chance to do this much. So we're gonna do this more.
Yes, and we have to come up with a name of this after show. This is happy hour.
Happy hour.
Happy hour
Cheers.
at the distillery. Yes.
We don't. We don't drink a lot up here. Like, this is what's weird.
I know.
Like, we don't drink until other people come up here.
Exactly.
Like, there's stills going now, and we never drink.
We always drink wine too. We never actually drink vodka.
It is Distilling and Wine Company.
That's true. Yeah.
It will be wine at some point.
Yes. And we'll circle back to this, but I want you to make sparkling Catawba, as I mentioned before. The first wine in America, 19th century. Better,
Really?
Yeah. Made in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was considered better than Champagne from the France Champagne region.
Why?
Just better. Thomas Jefferson preferred sparkling Catawba.
Catawba's cheap, too.
Yeah. And it was native. This was before the, was it Vinifera? I don't even remember. Vinifera.
Yeah.
Before that hit America.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio was the wine capital of America.
I thought Jefferson was like Virginia.
Yeah, he was. He was a huge Francophile. He loved French wine.
Okay.
But he loved all wine. And so, yeah, he loved sparkling Catawba. I think he had it in the White House when he was president.
That'd be so easy to make, too.
Yeah.
And it's relatively inexpensive. It's a native grape, and Vinifera, sorry, not to get off your movie.
No, it's okay. I did it. You know, It's really interesting, though.
It is. Well, vinifera, so Dr. Konstantin Frank
Yep.
from the Finger Lakes,
Yep.
who is widely recognized as
Father of Finger Lakes wine.
It's amazing.
And my favorite, dry Riesling. Absolutely.
Can't get any better than that.
And Gewürz.
Yep. So he is known as bringing the French line of wines to the Finger Lakes.
Right.
The V vinifera style of wines.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, it's a great, quick aside. Many years ago, I don't remember when this happened, but they were doing archaeological excavations at Monticello, Jefferson's house, which is perhaps the best historic home I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot. And as they were doing this, underneath the window of one of the rooms at Monticello, they found buried in the dirt a case of like 24 bottles of wine from like 1802.
Wow.
And one bottle was still intact. And so they had a huge auction. And Monticello's a private site, so they wanted to fundraiser.
You can't take a tour of Monticello?
No, you can.
Oh,
But
now you can.
It's not run by the feds or the state. It's run by a private group, the Friends of Monticello.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's all fundraising, and you have to pay to get in, and
Yeah.
that's to upkeep it. So they had this huge fundraiser, and whoever bought the bottle could then try it.
Wow.
So listen to this. This is almost too unbelievable.
Is this the book I read about this?
I don't think there was a book.
This sounds eerily familiar. That a book that I read.
No, there was a newspaper article that. So it's sitting on the table. They're bidding. Everyone's waiting because they want to try it and drink it. And I think it was a busboy or a waiter bumped the table, and the bottle fell and broke on the table. So it's dripping off the table, and all these old vinophile people, they come sprinting up with glasses, and they're like catching the drips, and it had turned to vinegar. So actually, they saved someone millions of dollars, but
what did they buy it for? Like,
they didn't sell it.
They didn't buy it. Oh.
But people were gonna spend probably millions. But anyways, so before we run out of time, so yes, so I
guy's carrying a tray with Caesar salad.
I know. And he bumps the table. Oh God!
No.
I wonder if he got fired. It didn't say in the story.
I would hope so. On principle alone,
Right? You would think.
he should be fired.
Yes.
So tell me. So
Okay.
the movie.
So yes.
So
my
this is how this is going to go. Apparently.
I know. So my book, Giant in the Shadows: The Life of Robert T. Lincoln, the eldest son of Abraham Lincoln. My magnum opus took me almost 12 years to write it. I'm sorry, took me almost 10 years to write it.
How do you not get bored doing that?
Oh, it was fascinating.
Like really.
Now, every day that I was doing research, I found something new, something unknown, something unpublished. Not just about Robert, but about Abraham Lincoln, about Mary Lincoln.
Yeah.
I found one of the coolest things ever. I found it was a 12-page handwritten letter by Robert Lincoln. He was Secretary of War to President Garfield. He was standing, 40 feet away when Garfield got shot at the Baltimore train station in D.C. So Robert wrote this 12-page handwritten letter which details, not only day by day, but in some places minute by minute, everything that happened from the time Garfield got shot for the next week.
So that's today's equivalent of live tweeting something.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
And Robert
was,
he and Secretary of State James G. Blaine basically ran the government while Garfield was in bed, dying.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. And this letter that I found in every book about Garfield or Abraham Lincoln's children or anything, presidential assassinations, no one had ever seen that letter. And it detailed everything. It was unbelievable. So it was a fascinating process. So when the book came out, we had 2 contacts from people asking about a movie option for Robert Lincoln. Nothing ever happened. So last week I got an email from a guy in Hollywood, writer, producer, saying that he was interested in the movie option for the book on Robert Lincoln. And so I talked to him. He's a really nice guy. He's actually been working 2 years on a TV movie about Lincoln the lawyer.
Okay.
So Lincoln in Springfield, when Robert was a child.
So how do they? I'm fascinated by this. How does somebody like that find you? Like, how do you network yourself? How do you promote yourself? We were just talking about like LinkedIn and all these other things that I think would be good for you to kind of level yourself up. How does that process work?
It's tough, when I used to do history stuff all the time, writing articles, books, and I'd speak all across the country. This was before I had the full-time journalism job I have now.
Sure.
I worked at night at a restaurant, stayed home with my daughter, worked on my books and stuff. So when you're always out there, I have a Facebook page, I've got a website, but just doing book signings. I mean, I'm a shameless self-promoter. If I go to a bookstore, if they have my books, I'll be like, hey, you want me to sit here for an hour? And anybody who walks in, I'll sign books.
Yeah.
And so if I talk out someplace, I'll call other places in the same town and say, hey, I'm going to be in town. Do you want me to do something?
Yeah.
But this guy, he was working on the Lincoln the Lawyer show, and he found my book through that.
Okay.
And he read the book, and he thought it was just utterly fascinating,
That's
which was
cool.
very flattering.
So he read it?
Yep. 800 pages.
He just picked it up from where? Where does he find it? Amazon or?
Well, I'm with a small university press. So
Okay.
it's, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, but mostly online. Barnes & Noble here where I live in Syracuse, they have gotten one copy of my books, and then it sells, and then they don't get another one. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
But you get the link.
Yeah.
You're like, see?
So online.
I made the paper, Mom.
So he just found it, and so I'm hopeful. I mean, there's a long process. The options. So if he even contracts for the option, that's one thing, and then he has like 2 or 3 years to write a treatment, to write a screenplay, pitch it out to production companies, and then, I mean, the option contract kind of encompasses the actual movie production. But I don't know. I'm not, the publisher. My publisher deals with this, not me. But I think there's either a secondary contract or something in there that they can renegotiate if it actually gets picked up. Because tons of books get options, and nothing ever happens.
Okay.
So yeah, you never know. But I mean, even I would of course love a great, awesome Hollywood movie. But even if it was like straight to video, TBS TNT movie, I don't care.
What a rush that would be.
Exactly, that'd be amazing.
From your book?
Yeah, how cool would that be?
That would be amazing. So I'm looking at this still.
Yeah. Robert's life is fascinating. So I've always thought my book, The Madness of Mary Lincoln, would make a better movie, actually, because it's like almost a legal thriller in a way.
Yeah.
Insanity. She threatened to kill her son Robert. I mean, there's fascinating stuff in there, but no one's ever tried to option that one. But
how do you know when a book's done? I mean, you sit there you said 10 years for the Robert Lincoln book. The other book that you said would be even better. Like, how long did it take for you to write that book?
That was interesting. That was my first book. So chapter 1 took me a month.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know where to start. And then I finished the rest of the book in 2 months.
So 3 months.
Yeah. I just couldn't stop.
And you just thought they were all going to be that easy.
Yeah, I did. And they weren't. It's tough. I love research. It's so much fun. And, Barbara Tuchman, great historian, one of my favorite quotes ever, she said, research is endlessly seductive, and writing is hard work. And that's absolutely true. So for Mary Lincoln, I mean, that was a piece of her life. So that was, I mean, I study her mental illness, her mental health from childhood all the way to death.
Okay.
But when her son Robert had her committed to an insane asylum in 1875, that was kind of the focus of the book.
Got it.
Plus all her letters that she wrote from the asylum that were missing that I found. But that was, that was easy because that was an episode. Robert's life, he lived to be 82. He died in 1926.
Wow.
And he was...
which is that's a long time back then.
Yeah. He was Secretary of War, Minister to Great Britain, a well-known attorney, president of the Pullman Car Company. He was one of the first people in on the ground floor. Telephone companies, automobile companies, electric companies. He knew Thomas Edison, Commonwealth Edison Company. And then he was the guardian of his father's legacy. He was actually at the dedication of the Lincoln Memorial in 1922. He gave the artist input to build the temple and the statue. And actually what's really cool, most people don't know, if you look at pictures of it, Robert is wearing a stovepipe hat.
Okay.
And it was his father's.
Really?
Yep. It was never
when
made
he was the president?
Yep.
Wow.
The only 3 of Lincoln's hats still exist.
How many hats did he have?
I don't know, actually. That's a good... I just know that there are 3 that exist.
What's it called?
Stovepipe hat.
It's called a stove. Yeah.
I mean, they called it a beaver hat because it's made from beaver skin.
Okay.
But
interesting.
Yeah. So Robert actually wore his father's hat, which a lot of people don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. So, yeah, so it was fun. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that maybe the movie will happen. You never know. But
come on in. We're talking about Robert Todd Lincoln.
Yes.
What do you know about?
Yeah. Do you need a nap? It'll put you right to sleep. No.
What do you know about Abraham Lincoln? What's the first thing you think about when you think about Abraham Lincoln?
Hat.
No.
His hat. Yeah?
Yes, he did.
Do you know what his... I just learned 10 seconds ago, what is his hat made of? Do you know?
Leather.
What kind of leather?
What kind of leather?
Okay. Yeah,
I
fine.
don't know.
Beaver.
Beaver. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
that's different.
Isn't that cool? So I just learned...
His nickname's Honest Abe.
His
Yep,
nickname's Honest
exactly.
Abe. I just learned that his son, Robert Todd Lincoln, was at the Lincoln Memorial dedication in Washington in 1922, wearing one of his father's hats.
When did he die? He was 11,
When-
right?
When did Abraham Lincoln die?
No, his son.
Robert, he died in 1926. He was 82.
Oh, I thought he was younger.
No. Well, he had 3 brothers that died. Yeah, Tad was 11, or no, Willie was 11 when he died. Tad
Yes,
was
that's-
17 when he
that's
died. And Eddie was 4.
Wow.
Look at you knowing about Abraham Lincoln. Nice.
They actually both... So you brought home a picture of Woodrow Wilson that you did. What was...
I'm even scared that it was you.
Mom thought it was me. I was wearing opticals. And
I knew it wasn't you.
I got a little bit wider in the jowls. Right? What's the most interesting thing about Woodrow Wilson that you learned?
I don't know anything about him, so I can't really say anything.
He was the 32nd president? Is that right?
I don't know.
33rd?
World War One was when he was president.
Yeah, that's what I knew it was in one of the wars when he was president.
Yeah, formed the League of Nations. Actually, here's an interesting thing. He had a stroke when he was president, and his wife basically ran the country, although nobody really knew it at the time because they wouldn't have allowed it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty
Was
much
he incapacitated?
pretty much, yeah. And so his wife made all the decisions.
Oh,
And-
we have a family like that. The
Yeah.
Clintons.
Yeah. Nice.
Now we're going to get the real taste of it.
Yes. See, history is endlessly
You're not
fascinating.
speaking it.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're taping everything.
We're just taping everything from here on
Yes.
in. How was Star Wars, more importantly?
Careful, my phone.
Did you go see Star Wars again?
Yeah.
Nice.
What was the, what'd you pick up this time that you didn't pick up last time?
Should I say for some people that might
It's
not?
fine. Don't worry
No,
about
I
it.
think everybody's seen it
Yeah,
by
exactly.
now.
There was like a grave behind Luke Skywalker when I paid attention really at the last scene.
There was a grave?
It was his.
What?
It was.
There was a
it
grave?
his
I didn't
wife.
see that.
Since you're a Jedi, you can't marry. It's you can't marry.
Wait, how'd you know it was his wife?
She just came up with it.
There was a gravestone behind Luke
Yeah.
Jedi?
I never noticed
They
that.
had
Luke
like
Skywalker?
He put like
Next Friday we'll go to Catherine Cummings Theater and we're
Yeah.
gonna watch that.
I'll be there.
he put like dirt over it so it would stay in the ground.
Wow.
I can't believe I didn't think of this, but I don't know how I didn't know it already, but Kylo Ren is Darth Vader's grandson.
Right.
And Finn's still alive.
Finn's still alive?
Yeah.
My theory is he was visiting Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Luke?
Luke.
So you think Obi-Wan's up there in that?
I think Obi-Wan is buried.
Island-
I think
Ireland?
Obi-Wan is buried on the island.
Wait, how's that
Really?
possible though? He died from Darth
Oh, no,
Vader
he died from Darth
in
Vader.
Return
I know,
of
but
the Jedi.
that's why I think he's buried.
No, but he disappeared. Darth
Yeah,
Vader.
just
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
he just
Disintegrated
disappeared.
him.
Oh, you want to hear some
Well,
cool stuff that I've been
And there
reading
goes my
online?
theory.
Great website that I love, moviepilot.com. It's all about movies. So apparently Finn is, according to things I've been reading online, he is related to one of the main characters from the original trilogy,
Which one?
which could only be one,
Well, yeah.
since he's African American.
So that would be
Lando Calrissian.
Wait, isn't
Who?
it like
Lando.
the guy
Lando
with the
Calrissian.
mustache?
Yes.
Yep.
He was Lando.
Lando.
The one with the
Supposedly.
hair.
And then here's another cool thing. Did you hear when Rey, when she touched the lightsaber and she
Yes.
had her Jedi vision?
Yep.
Did you hear Obi-Wan?
Yes.
And
That's
Yoda?
why I thought. That's what I thought.
I
Yep.
was
Yeah.
paying attention to that a lot to see if it'll give away part of the next movie.
Yep. Alec
See what
Guinness,
happened.
his voice.
Yep.
And Ewan McGregor came in specifically to do a voiceover for that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and Luke's hand went onto R2D2
Yep.
and you could hear.
Yeah. And